This horrific incident out of Minneapolis, which falls to the backdrop of the ICE raids, and I would say is deeply connected to all of the money laundering coming out of Somalia and the daycare center, and just the overall temperature in that state and city, Minneapolis specifically. So I wanted to start just quickly with the slow-mo version. Everyone has seen it already, but the slow-mo version of the ICE agent shooting this woman who was not responding to their commands. Take a look. So guys, the key part here, obviously, is that you can see he does not take the gun out until she puts the car in forward. And we played it repeatedly on my show because I think it's worth noting. But in some sense, Michael, let me start with you on this. In some sense, even if the three of us could all come to the same conclusion on that, or if 90% could all come to the same conclusion, in a weird way, is that irrelevant because everything is now partisan and the overall temperature of what these guys have to deal with out there is so crazy that whether it was the second before or the second after, the idea that you're going to watch that video and get a conclusion that everyone can come to is pretty much impossible at this point.
Yeah, and I think even if we get higher quality video. I mean, we have the slow-mo video. We have the video from the front angle, which shows that she actually hit the federal agent, which you're not allowed to do. We have a photo of the bullet going through the windshield. The only way the bullet goes through the windshield is if he's in front of the car. You're not going to get it from the back of the car or the side of the car. So even if we agree on the facts that she was driving at him, he was in front of the car, I think that we can still feel bad for her. You know, I think the officer, the federal agent, was entirely justified and, in fact, had a responsibility to stop a person who's about to run someone over, himself included. I think that this woman's death is entirely her own fault, and I feel sorry for her. And I guess the political conclusion that leads me to feel sorry for her is she really thought that it's okay to just park your car in the middle of the street, stop traffic, and stop law enforcement. She really thought that it's okay to drive into a federal agent. She really thought there would be no consequences. And I bet after she hit him, when he pulled out his gun and shot her through the windshield, I bet she was very, very surprised. And part of the reason for that is that Democrat politicians, especially in Minnesota, especially in Minneapolis, have for years now told citizens that they're allowed to obstruct law enforcement. They're allowed to riot. They're allowed to hurt people. They're allowed to block traffic. So, you know, in a way, I'm sorry for her that she was scandalized by the political order that said that this thing was okay and you're not going to have consequences. And unfortunately, the only way you're going to restore a normal political order is there have to be consequences for these things. And federal agents are under no obligation to let people run them over. We used to know that, and we have to know it again. You know,
it's so interesting. I'm really glad you set it up that way because the point is, the federal agent did not wake up that morning going, man, I hope I get to shoot somebody today. And I totally agree with you. I don't think she woke up that morning thinking I'm going to drive my car into a federal agent. But that then gets to the overall temperature situation. Batya, as someone maybe a little more on the left, are we being too sympathetic to law enforcement here?
I find this to be tragic as well. That a woman would leave her own child to go protest on behalf of Somali children who don't exist. Okay? Because that's what happened here. She went to protest to protect these illegals who were being rounded up by ICE, who were focusing on a community that had committed massive fraud, including lying about the existence of hundreds of children to bilk the American people out of billions of dollars. And in the name of this noble action, this woman has been bamboozled into literally abandoning her own child and getting herself killed. It's horrific and unforgivable. Where is the blame here? I mean, it's in an entire narrative that has captured the minds of affluent white progressives into destroying their actual children's lives. It is utterly, utterly outrageous.